right. Hey, everybody. I am just so thrilled for you guys to join us for our Voice of Experience call this month. We have the best guest ever on the call tonight, Miss Sonya Dudley. If you've been in Plexus for any amount of time, you know who she is. She is a woman of such character and wisdom and integrity, and literally people hang on the edge of their seats just listening for every single syllable that comes out of this woman's mouth. And that is the absolute truth. I remember she was like the first person that I followed on YouTube and watched every bit that came out of her pretty mouth because I just wanted to soak up, honestly, her wisdom and just her love for Plexus and for people. And so you guys are in for such a special treat to hear from Miss Sonya Dudley tonight. So Sonya, take it away, girlfriend.
Okay, first of all, Tamara, no pressure here. Woo! I love you. You know I love you with all my heart. I say all the time, I just look up at the Lord and I go, how could I truly love so many people? But it's really the real deal. I mean, I can't imagine not knowing you, and I love you to death. And thank you for the sweet, kind words and just the I appreciate everything you just said. It means a lot, more than you know, because you are so admired and respected, and you lead by example. And so thank you so much for asking me to be on your call. So, well, all right. So I think I've thought about, I've made a lot of notes, and I really, juggled around what I really want to talk about tonight in a short amount of time. And I think I want to take just a few minutes just to kind of share my experience from my experience, my story. And I'm going to intertwine some really important pieces of information that I think is really the key to longevity in any business, for that matter, and to give you a more fulfilling life. So let's just kind of get right in. So my name is Sonya Dudley. I have been in Plexus for 4.5 years, and my background, when I was young, I never really knew what I wanted to be when I grew up. I always had big dreams, but I'm in a small town. I live in a town of, my town's about 1,000, but my whole county is about 7,000. But my little community is about 1,000. One high school, 3 banks now. Just really small. Everyone knows everyone. I still go to the beauty shop. I still have a hairdresser that I've had for 33 years. So I'm a small town country girl. I hunt, I ride a Ranger, I go to the river, I sit on the couch with my dog in my sweats. My favorite thing to do is just watch football and cook, and I'm just a real person. But I always knew I had a big desire to do something amazing. And I really didn't know what it was, but I knew that I knew from an early age that I truly loved people, like the kind of love that, like, when people are making fun of other people, like, I felt bad for that person. And I just love people. And I knew that, I had to figure out what my calling was. So I went to college, and during college, I changed my major probably 4 times in the first 3 years, literally completely changed from earth science to radio, television, film, to a Spanish major, to a marketing major. Yeah, I really did not have a clue, okay? And I started network marketing at the end of my freshman year in college. My aunt, she said, Sonya, I'm doing this thing, and you need to do it because you hold parties, you sell a product that women want, and you'd be great at it, and you can make money going to college. It would be flexible. And I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. So I went to the bank. I borrowed $1,000 in 1989. My mom co-signed for my first note. That's a lot of money, y'all. That's about $3,000 or $4,000 today. Big step. I remember my payment every month was around $70 or $80, and I was in business. And for the rest of my college, I worked that business very hard. I made money, but I had a lot of inventory. I did a lot of parties. I was in some debt. And my senior year, I went to my first convention, and that's where the dream was born. And I remember sitting there I was 21 at the time, maybe 20. I remember sitting there. I flew to Dallas. It was the first time I'd ever flown. I flew by myself because my director, my upline, told me I needed to come because I was earning a diamond ring on stage, and I get to wear a formal, and I was in the top sales and da-da-da. And I had no idea. And I went and I saw there, I saw what I was called to do. There were women on stage pouring belief into me, sharing their testimonies. I was bawling at 20, 21 years old. I was squalling. And I knew that that was what I was supposed to do, was network marketing. Came home, quit college, my senior year, don't do that. I won my car, and that was all she wrote. And for 17 years, that was the business I did. Now, in that 17 years, I can tell you that I learned a lot of truths about people. I learned a lot of hard lessons about life. I learned a lot of tenacity, because I worked for myself. We got married. I was 20, maybe 3 when I got married. But I mean, I had to provide, a big portion of the income. It was almost, not half and half, but I did have to really work and provide an income. So I learned a lot on self-discipline. But I'm just going to tell you a few things that I learned. One truth that I learned about people is that we all want love, we want acceptance, we want to feel important, and we want to feel like what we are doing matters. And those are 4 things that I learned pretty quickly. And what else I learned was that our beliefs, and I've learned a lot of this along the way, but our beliefs are built 2 ways. Our beliefs are built from reoccurring events that happen. Someone saying to you your whole life, you can do it, you're amazing, you're good with people, you can do anything. If you believe it, you can do it. Maybe you had that your whole life, reoccurring. So you developed that belief about yourself, that you could do anything. You were amazing. You could put your mind to something and do it. You may have been told reoccurring that you're not good with people. You're not a salesperson. You couldn't amount to anything because no one in your family went to college. You're dumb. You're fat. You're not smart. All those things. And if you heard that over and over, you developed a belief about yourself that the good news is, it's not the truth. It's someone else's limited beliefs, opinions, their hurts that they lent you, I don't even know what the word is. They let you borrow those for all those years. So that's one way that your beliefs are built. And the second way is a traumatic event. So something happened to you. And I don't mean necessarily
Hey guys, are you all on? Can you see me, Candace? Okay, we don't know what's happening. We do know, well, you heard from Sonya. She lives in rural areas. So I'm assuming she had said that it was raining. So I'm wondering if her internet got knocked out. If you all will hang on for just a second, I'm going to try to message her and see what the deal is. Don't leave us yet. I'll let you know. Okay, I've messaged her, haven't heard back yet. Y'all just talk amongst yourselves for a while. I'll get back with you in a sec. Okay, she's messaging me, so hang on. Oh. Okay, she says she's logging on through the phone, so let's see what happens. Don't leave us. Hey, this is network marketing. This is what happens. Anybody can do it. It's all right.
All right, Debbie, while we're waiting on Sonya to come on board, tell me something that has been really great for you this month in your Plexus business, or a testimony you've heard that's really impacted you.
Oh my goodness. How could you do that to me? We should turn that around. Okay, it's been a great month because for one thing, things are moving up. Points have gone up. People have been at it. There's momentum. People are excited. We're excited for convention.
What about the big reveal? Do you have any guesses of what it might be?
You know, I have some ideas, but I'm scared to say anything. I feel like my guess is a new product.
Okay.
What is your, do you know?
No.
Okay, what's your guess?
I don't know. It could be a new product.
Spit it out, girl.
It could be a new product. I've heard a lot of rumors here and there, so I don't know.
Yeah, I have too. But now, you know what? I've talked to a few people who do know, and they won't tell. I mean, they're even friends, and they won't tell. That is
yeah.
Are you going to go to Dallas?
I don't know yet. Possibly. I'm going on a girls' trip with a few gals right at the end of April. So, yay! Here she is.
Yay! Thank you guys for hanging with us.
Oh my! I'm sorry. So I'm on my phone, which is Verizon. I should be good. We're having a storm tonight, so I guess my internet is unstable. And so, if I can I just pick right up where I left off?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So our beliefs are formed those two ways: that reoccurring process or that traumatic event, which I was saying could be something that happened to you that where you remember in high school, grade school, to happen to you that was a turning point for you. So those are things that really affect you. So the truths about people that I know is that, as I was going along my journey, when I would meet someone and I would talk to them and, I would want to tell them about my product or my business, and they would say, I'm not interested, or, oh no, I don't, whatever, I don't do those kind of things. What I learned over time was, after a lot of hurt and rejection and what's wrong with me and taking it personal, is that it typically is just because they're coming from a place of, they believe a certain thing about what you're doing, or salespeople, or network marketing. They have a belief, and so it's not personal. It's truly not personal. and that everyone just wants to feel love, connection, acceptance. So if I can really encourage you strongly to just understand that when people are being that way, just understand that hurt people, and people who are maybe reject you or whatever, it's not personal. They don't even know you, or they don't know about your product. Maybe they know you well, but they don't know about your product, and they just make an assumption about it. So I learned that midway in my journey, which definitely helped me to persevere. Because when you have to feed your family, you either have to go get a real job meaning traditional, what others see as normal, okay? Not necessarily happy, not necessarily doing what you want to do, but working a 9 to 5 so you can bring home a paycheck. Or you have to figure out a way to break through the fears, overcome all these barriers, and push through. And what I found on my journey was that most people quit. Most people quit because it's so much easier to quit. It is so much easier to just quit than to go, okay, I've got to go inward instead of going outward in order to have a real change in my life, a different outcome, a better destiny, my dreams come true. You can't, when people run from that, and then they go, well, I'll just do something else. I'll do another network marketing company. What I see happening is they get so far in that, usually with their warm market, and then they hit another wall. And that wall is the same wall between that, knowing what to do and doing something with what you know. It's that gap in the middle. It's that fear. It's that monster. And most people are not willing to address that monster. It's just so much easier to move on or to quit. So those are just a few lessons that I've learned along the way. Hang on just a second. I wrote down a couple of things. I want to make sure I didn't miss it. Another thing that I learned along the journey, and I was with that company for 17 years, and I got really sick one summer. I was already burnt out because I was in debt up to my eyeballs. Like, I had went to the bank probably, I know for sure twice, maybe 3 times. I can't remember. It's been a long time, but 2 or 3 times to consolidate more debt with that business, because I accumulated thousands and thousands and thousands, probably over 17 years, probably 25,000 or 30, probably. And so I was really burnt out. I was looking for something different, that I didn't have to do parties, and I didn't have to stock an inventory, to be honest. I was just really burnt out. So I gave that up for a while. I was really sick, and so I really tried to get better. And so I really focused on my health, and I got a little bit better, not completely well at all, but functionable. And I had to go to work. We were out of money. We had drained everything. You guys realize, I know, that financial stress is worse than anything. It's so painful. So painful. I remember crying myself to sleep so many nights. I just remember, I mean, guys, it's only been 4.5 years. So it's pretty fresh. And so I had to go to work. And so I went to work for someone else, just in sales. I worked just in retail stores selling mobile phones. I sold insurance. I bought a couple traditional businesses, and it was just a rough time. And so when my best friend Helen introduced me to Plexus, I said, Helen McFadden, I said, listen, we said we'd never do this again. We'd never do it again. Why are you even thinking about another one of these? See, I had done a few more in that 7-year window between leaving the one, trying to get healthy, working, and Plexus. It was a 7-year window. And I just swore it off. I said, I'm not, there's not going to be one out there where you can really make money without investing a lot and without working hard as far as outside your home, doing parties. There's no way. And when Plexus came along, you guys, the products dramatically changed my life. Dramatically. Like the first few days, I knew I had my hands on something that was so different than anything I had ever experienced. And after just, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, it was like this is crazy. So my health story is phenomenal. And so I started telling people, and we didn't have videos. We we didn't have brochures. I think we had 6 products, maybe 5 products. I didn't care what was in anything. I knew it was natural. It was green plants, and it had a good taste. When people said crunchy, that meant fried to me. Okay, I didn't know what crunchy people were. I didn't know what healthy people. Like, I live in Tennessee. I mean, I was just excited that this product made me feel so good, and I told the world, and it just spread like wildfire, and that's what happened. And I got some no's, and I didn't care. I kept going because I understood that no meant nothing. It meant, no, I need more information, or no, I have no idea what you're talking about, and I don't know what you're doing, so no, or no, whatever. I didn't care. See, you have to go through this journey that you are going to go through way more no's than yeses. But you're going to find that gold in those yeses. And when I post still today on Facebook, when I post about paint, what color paint do I need to go get? Here's my cute dog I'm loving on. I get 500 comments, 500 likes in a day or 2 days, whatever. When I post about Plexus, I'm serious, I get 5 or 6 comments at the most, and almost always it's Plexus people. I probably 100% are Plexus, and maybe 20 likes, Plexus people. But about once a month, I get that private message. Hey, Sonya, I've been watching your post. What was that you posted about that helps with energy? I saw about 2 or 3 months ago. Here's what I'll tell you. People are watching your message. They're watching your message. Your message is how you live your life out loud. It's what you do. It's what you say. It's just you're living your life. You're not trying to sell. You're not expecting anything. You're just living your life. And people watch that. And people they make an assumption. They have a perception about you from your posting. So if you were someone else looking at your post, what would be your perception? And why do we think, well, oh my goodness, they haven't contacted me, and I've posted for 2 months about Plexus and no one has said a word? And well, maybe they're not ready, because it's not your timing, it's their timing. It's always, oh my gosh, I've got a wedding in 2 months. I better contact that Tamara person because I think she's still doing that thing. I keep seeing her post that stuff. And they know who to reach out to. And don't let me hear you say, well, in God's timing, when God wants me to do Plexus, I'll do Plexus. When does God not want you to step out of your comfort zone, to encourage people, to be your best, to reach for your dreams, to help your family financially, to help people with their health? When does God say, no, wait, Tamara, you're not ready, but in 10 years, when it's right, I'll knock you over the head with a brick and you can do this? No, don't use that excuse. Please don't use that excuse. That is not, you've got God over here and you've got the devil over here. That is the devil talking to you. That is not God talking to you. He has called you to be your best. He has called you to be your best, to encourage people, to believe. And here's the deal. I say that a lot. I know I need to change that wording, but here's the scoop. You have just
just as great a shot at reaching your dreams as I do. The only difference is your belief versus my belief. That's it. Period. End of story. Because if you believe it and you believe you in yourself and you want something bad enough, as much as you want to breathe, you'll make this work. This is the best company out there. I've been in 5. I can tell you without a doubt, there's no need of researching anymore, digging, comparing. I've compared about 22, 23 companies to Plexus. Nothing holds a candle to what we have. We have it. So I'm a lifer. And I hope that you guys learned a little bit of something, but the biggest thing is that if you believe in yourself and you're willing to overcome your fears and to do whatever it takes to overcome them, work on your self-talk, because that's huge. You can't tell yourself, you can't say, I want to be an emerald in Plexus, I want to be a diamond in Plexus, I want to make, whatever amount of money and help other people, and then turn around and say to yourself, I'm not good enough. I wish I could be like Tamara. I wish I were more like. You can't do that, because your life follows your words. They follow your words. So be careful what you're saying. Be careful what you're saying. Okay, it's 8:29. I'm going to shut up, Tamara.
Okay. Well,
for another 30 minutes.
I know you can. I do want to ask you one question. I think Deb has one for you as well. But you've been in the business for what, 4.5 years now? Is that right? Yeah. Okay. So when you get to that point where, because I've seen you in action, so I want you to share it with the team. When you get to that point where maybe your warm market is maybe run a little bit more dry, and so we're having to find those new contacts, tell us just briefly, like, how you engage people.
Yeah. I love to talk about this. Well, first of all, I believe that we need to, I think the biggest thing we have to know is when we're out and about is we're not out there to get people to buy from us or get people to, we are out there to connect with people, to relate to people. So number one, when you're out and about and you see someone and you obviously, all of us know how to say, oh my gosh, can you get over the sales today? Like 75% off, like what in the world? Like we know how to make a conversation with people. So that's what I encourage people to do, is just make that quick little small talk and then listen to people, make that conversation. I love this store. I usually shop during the day. Are you here, during the day or at night? Oh, I'm always here during the day. I work 2 jobs. This is my second job. Are you serious? You work 2 jobs? What's your other job? So you listen and you sincerely connect with them. You look them in the eye and you say, are you kidding? You work 2 jobs? What do you do? Like, they feel you are real and they feel you are interested in them. They're going to open up and talk to you. You're going to ask questions. They're going to say, yeah, I've got 2 small kids. I've got to work 2 jobs. I mean, it's crazy. I've been doing it for 3 years. I'm used to it. And you say, I bet your energy level, I don't know how you do it. Is it some days it's kind of low? And then they open up. Oh my gosh, girl. Yeah, it's low. I don't have any energy. And then you say, you know what? And this is my favorite thing to do. I touch them on the arm, or if it's appropriate, if I'm standing, I might reach out and touch them on the shoulder, but I touch, because there's a lot of scientific studies, and I've done this for years, that when you touch people in a conversation, it's a high percentage. I want to say it's 60 or 70% more apt to buy from you or listen to you or bond to you. I don't even know what the terminology is, but they're very connected after the touch. Okay. But so I touch and I go, you know what? I don't know if what I have can help you or not, but it has helped so many people I know that work 2 jobs, including myself. Now, I don't say that if I didn't work 2 jobs, but if I didn't work 2 jobs, I would just say, you know what? I have can help you or not, but it has helped so many people I know that work 2 jobs. Can I just give you my card and you check it out on your own time? No pressure. I'm not like that. And you just check it out when you have time. And they always go, Yeah, what is it? It's called Plexus. Have you heard of it? No, what's Plexus? You know what? It's a natural pink drink. We're talking about energy. I've never seen anything like it. It has completely changed my life. But you know what? I know you're working, I know you're busy, and I'm not a salesperson. I just want to give you my card. You check it out when you're not busy. You know what? Are you on Facebook? You are? Here. Type your name right here on my Facebook, and I'm gonna friend you, Susie. And that way we can stay connected. You can watch my post. If you have questions for me, you can reach out to me. Listen, I'm not going to bug you. I hate those kind of people. But you'll be able to reach out to me if you need to. Is that good? And that's how I do it every time. I love that script. You know, I don't know if what I have can help you or not, Debbie, but I heard you say you had headaches. You know, this product, what I do is help so many people like that. You know, I don't know if it can help you or not, but can I give you my card? You check it out when you're not busy. So I just use that everywhere I go. But I try to connect with them then right then. I go, you know what, are you on Facebook? Are you on Instagram? And I try to connect right there. So I do that a lot.
Okay. Thank you. Love that. Okay. Let me ask you a question. I know you do the Mindset Matters. And what I'm wondering is, you know, you talk a lot about belief. And I venture to say everybody who is on this call has a lot of belief, but we go through the ups and downs, the discouragement, the roller coaster. What do you do for those who really are believers but are going through a downtime? How do you lift them back up? How do you put that belief back in them?
Good question, Deb. I always ask them, you know, I go, you know, Susie, let's go back to the beginning. Why did you decide to do this in the first place? Let's talk about when you started. What was your reason for doing this? And they tell me, and I go, okay, let's dig a little deeper. Let's talk about what it would mean if that actually happened. If you actually were able to quit that job and be home with your kids, talk to me about what that would look like for you. Talking about it, I get them talking about it, and I go, tell me more. So tell me more. I get them to emotionally connect to the why, okay, emotionally. Then I say, okay, what else could you do other than this that could help you to achieve that goal? If it weren't for Plexus, what else would it be? And I make them think about that and talk about that. And they usually say, I mean, nothing. I mean, I know we have the best, you know, because they've already talked about their why. And I go, okay, so they go, I know we've got the best, but I'm just, you know, everybody's quit, and I'm just this, and I'm just, and so then I just try to say, tell me what you're doing to keep yourself plugged in. Tell me what you're doing every morning to keep yourself plugged into the source so that you can believe, so that you can give out. Because wouldn't you agree, Susie, that if you don't believe and you're down and discouraged, that you can't give anything out from an empty cup? Do you believe that? And they go, yeah. Okay, so what can you do to fill your cup every day so that you can get back on track? What could you do? And I don't tell them answers. I obviously always make people figure it out because they already know the answers. They already always know the answers. That's the key to coaching. People know the answers. We just have to help them become aware of what they already know. And when you can do that, it's magic. It's magic. So perspective also, for keeping things in perspective. That's huge. We're a new company.
Yeah.
We're 8 years old. Are you kidding me? I would rather be in a company that's in that first 12 years. I would rather, our growing pains are they're growing pains. But looking at a company, you know, I was with a company that had been in business 25 years when I joined. It was smooth sailing, y'all. But I didn't make much money. For 17 years, I never made much money. I'm making 2 months what I made in my highest year with that company after 17 years.
Wow.
Seriously. And so it's worth it. It's worth it. It is worth it. You know, I try to help people with perspective. If you buy a business, you invest $100,000, you're going to stick it out as long as you can because you got a lot invested. You know, a lot of people don't have a lot invested in Plexus, so they give up too easy. That's the downfall of not having a whole lot invested, you know, truly.
I love that though, because I love the taking them back to emotionally connecting again with their why.
Yeah.
And I love that. Well, it's been so wonderful having you on. I love you, Miss Sonya, so much. I adore you. And we thank you for being on. You know, I say all the time, God doesn't make mediocre. He made us for greatness. And honey, you are great. And you matter a lot to all of us.
Thank you, Deb. You're my second mama. I've told you that.
Well, we are going to let people go, but we thank you. We love you. And we'll see you at convention.
Yeah, soon.
Yeah.
Right around the corner.
Yeah.
I love you guys so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.